Alright lads, welcome to my Elemental Shaman PvE raiding DPS guide updated for 6.2. There will be a number of sections to this guide which could be accessed using the navigation bar above. We will be covering gearing, talents, glyphs and damage, though if you subscribe to my channel you'll see many more videos covering more precise topics. Before we begin, I'd like you to understand that these guides are intended to be quick and basic but still give necessary skills and information to compete in the most difficult content. They could be seen as a greater alternative to the official Blizzard guides. Let's jump into the guide, alright? So, first of all, we'll begin with the essentials in order to ensure that your Elemental Shaman is tuned up properly to maximise its pressure in a PvE environment. For gearing, the main stat you want to focus on is multi-strike, since as an Elemental Shaman your multi-strikes do more damage and have a higher chance to occur. This means that you gem and enchant full multi-strike. The second stat you want to focus on depends on your raid team, and basically your setup and the boss you are attempting to defeat, since Elemental has the choice to focus on increasing a single target damage or AoE damage. Personally I'd go for AoE damage, because that's how I think Elemental Shamans are basically the best AoE DPS in the game, so you know you want to take advantage of it. But you go for whatever your raid leader demands, go whatever what the encounter demands. So you want to go for haste to increase your single target damage, but go for crit to increase your AoE damage. The same policy applies to your third stat. Go for versatility to increase your single target DPS, while mastery will increase your AoE since it affects earthquake. For talents in the first tier, Nature's Guardian will be the strongest most of the time. However, you should opt for Astral Shift when you need the damage reduction in your control. So you know you want to counter something that occurs at a certain time. Then go for Astral Shift, especially if it's going to save your life. In the second tier, I'd say Windwalk Totem is going to be the most beneficial to your raid team, especially when snares are present in an encounter and it's important to move away from something. However, Earth Grab Totem may come in useful to pin down or kite out. For tier 3, Call of the Elements should be chosen for when the other options basically won't be any use to you. Totemic projection is useful for better totem control, since you can move your totems around without having to resummon them. Definitely a great option. For tier 4, the answer is very simple. Go for Elemental Mastery for an increase to burst damage, or go for Echo of the Elements for when you need to increase to your sustained damage or your AoE damage. In tier 5, Ancestral Guidance will be the most viable choice due to the great healing it provides without affecting your DPS. However, Conductivity may become more useful for when a raid group is actually stacked up for very long periods of time. For tier 6, all are very balanced in terms of their DPS increase, so go with the option you enjoy the most. However, for AoE, for when AoE is needed, then Primal Elementalists will be more beneficial, since the Fire Elemental will do some AoE damage. For glyphs, there are a number of good options. First of all, let's go through the damage affecting ones. I'd go for Glyph of Chain Lightning in situations where you can damage 4 or more targets. Glyph of Thunder is also a nice increase to your AoE damage. There are also some strong utility options like the Glyph of Lightning Shield and the Glyph of Shamanistic Resolve, which should be opted for during high damage encounters. Glyph of Flame Shock is also beneficial in encounters when you have multiple bosses or multiple targets you can DPS constantly. For minor, I'd recommend the Glyph of Thunderstorm for when DPS is more important than knocking away adds. There are a few others which could be useful in certain unique situations, but these are the ones that stand out the most. Now I'm going to give you a quick spell priority list which shall maximise your damage as an Elemental Shaman. Number 1, return Flame Shock on the target all the time and refresh at about 9 seconds left. Cast Lava Burst when Flame Shock is on the target. Cast Lava Burst to consume your Lava Surge procs. Use this as fast as possible because you don't want your proc to stack and always finish casting your Lava Surge before consuming the instant cast proc. Cast Earth Shock at 17 Fulmination stacks. Keep Searing Totem up 24/7. Use Lightning Bolt as a filler and to build up Fulmination stacks. If you've chosen the Unleash Elements option, Then basically just use it on cooldown just before you use a lava burst. If you chose elemental bolt, then use it on cooldown. Sorry, use it off cooldown. Basically whenever it is available. For your AoE rotation, if your targets are too spread out, then follow a single target rotation, but spread your flame shock to more targets, since this will increase your lava surge procs. Because you've got loads of flame you've got loads of dots rolling, and each time the dot occurs, basically there's a chance that your lava burst becomes an instant, and the more flame shocks you have about scattered around, that chance increases. But if the targets are crammed up, then all you want to do is cast Chain Lightning until you get Enhanced Chain Lightning Bolt, which increases your Earthquake damage by 300%. I think just dot drop Earthquake. Other than that, just remember to use Earthquake, or keep all Earthquake on the ground. All the time. Spam out your Chain Lightning and use Earth Shock to consume your Fulmination stacks. Also use full Thunderstorm on cooldown and keep Searing Totem up 24/7. That's it for me, lads. If you're new to my channel, I do a lot of different videos like class guides, gold guides, leveling guides, comedy machinima, World of Warcraft lore for other games, PvP montages, and a lot of other stuff. So be a lad and give me a sub, please. Anyway, my name is the Metagoblin. Until my next video, ciao.